Hi everyone! Welcome to Shadow World, where we use tarot as a self-exploration tool and start your shadow journey. If you're on your shadow journey, a really helpful tip is journaling. If this video resonates with you, at the end I'll provide a couple journaling questions to help you dive deeper into your shadow side. Today we're doing the sign of Aquarius. This is for anyone with a sun, moon, rising, Venus, or just a lot of Aquarius in your chart. Please remember, this is a general reading that won't resonate with every Aquarius. Please check your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. If you don't know what your moon, rising, or birth chart looks like, there's a link to get one free. Please know these websites provide a general description for a group of people, not tailored to you specifically. If you would like a birth chart reading from me, my details are below. Now, let's dive into your nitty-gritty, not-so-pretty side about you, Aquarius. We're going to start exploring the feelings that you're hiding from yourself, the feelings that you don't want to face, or feelings that you're running away from. I always start with 3 cards. This is too many cards. Please give me 3 cards. Just one more card, please. Oh, that one just came down right out. So now let's explore deeper these cards with some clarifications. These cards that I'm going to be clarifying are question cards. These are questions that should be asked with the previous emotion, or just questions you're not asking yourself that should be asked. We'll see right now the order of them. I just need one more card to clarify. Just need one more card, please, to clarify. That just fell right out. Too many cards, so we're just gonna shuffle it again. Just let me know. Okay. An extra card wanted to pop out, so I'm just gonna take it. Alright, then let's dive into this. Your first card is Anger and Chains. Peaceful among thorns, Queen of my world. To clarify anger and chains, we have Am I letting fear stop me? To clarify peaceful among thorns, what passion am I ready to pursue? And for Queen of my world, what am I most afraid of losing? What do I resist feeling right now? For anger and chains, I feel that there's a lot of resentment going on. And I think that the resentment that's going on is because there's a situation where in order for you to keep the peace, you sort of kept quiet. And you kept quiet to keep the peace in a chaotic situation. And I think that you keeping your peace has made you build some sort of resentment or some sort of anger that keeps you tied in the situation and unable to let go. And that anger or that resentment or that feeling is making you question yourself. And it's sort of making you feel like you're not queen of your world. Or you probably did let go of a situation that had a lot of resentment or anger and wasn't being peaceful, was disturbing your peace, and you let it go, and now you became queen of your world. I feel that the resentment that is going on, though, is, I don't want to sound harsh, but it's badly placed. I feel that a lot of this resentment and anger, I don't want to say that it is your fault, because I don't believe in assigning faults to people. I just believe that you could only be responsible for your actions. It doesn't matter what the other person did, only your actions matter. And I feel that in this situation, your actions were to hold on even though you knew that the situation was not peaceful. And even though your higher spirits and everybody else was telling you to let go, you still hold on. And that's where the anger and resentment comes from. I don't know if this anger and resentment, you're taking it out on yourself, which you shouldn't be, or if you're taking it out on the other person. I feel that a big lesson that there is to learn here is you should be thankful that you walked away, or you are preparing to walk away, or you have already walked away from this situation, and just take the lessons that you did learn from this person and apply it in the future. Trust yourself more. See where you didn't trust yourself. This could be a journaling question. See where you didn't trust yourself in this situation, and how is it that you could apply your intuition so that it could help you in the future for similar situations. I'm just writing this down for later. Okay, so am I letting fear stop me? Maybe you're letting fear keep you in this unpeaceful situation, and it has built up anger and resentment, the fear. A lot of the times, anger and resentment, it's just pretty much fear. Anger is just, you're scared, you're afraid of something, and sometimes we take out that resentment on ourselves. And that could make you lose faith of you being the queen of your world. Because if you see this card, I don't know if you could see, but there's like a lightning rod right here that she's sort of holding on to. She could be using it as a staff. But if you could also see, it's not really that visible. And it's sort of like fading away. So it's like she's losing her power to move forward. And I feel that a lot of you guys are losing your powers to move forward because you're letting fear stop you. And I think you're letting fear stop you because you're scared to speak your piece. Or you're holding on to your peace because you're scared of how the other person will react. But honestly, how the other person will react is just a reflection of themselves, not a reflection of you. And maybe if you are scared of how the other person would react, a good practice would be to write down what you want to say to them first before actually saying it to them, if it feels like you're walking on eggshells with this person. I feel that this situation has left you not pursuing your passions. It has probably left you feeling dull or feeling like unsure of yourself. What passions am I ready to pursue? I feel that this card is coming up because you are walking away. You are letting go of that anger. You are letting go of the resentment, or you're starting to, or you will. Or maybe one of the ways to help you let go of the anger or the resentment is to pursue a passion for you. To not invest all of your energy or all of your time thinking about this situation, or thinking about this person, or thinking about what went wrong. I think that a question you need to ask yourself is, what are you afraid of losing in this situation? Or what were you afraid of losing in this situation? A lot of the times, fear keeps us in a situation because we're scared. But if you really sit down and ask yourself, what are you scared of losing? I think that's a question that you haven't asked yourself for a while. I think another question that you should probably also journal about is, if you felt safe, what would you do? If fear wasn't stopping you, what would you do in this situation? If anger wasn't stopping you, if resentment wasn't stopping you, what would you do different in this situation? What do I resist feeling right now? I feel that a lot of you are resisting feeling forgiveness, and I feel that it's forgiveness of the self. For the few of you that are upset with somebody else, I do feel that your anger is not misplaced. I do feel that you probably do have a right to be upset with them, but also you need to let go of that anger, because that anger is just creating chains holding you back. And it's holding you back to that moment, or holding you back to that situation, or holding you back in that feeling, and keeping you away from moving forward and being the queen or king that you are, and just moving forward and stepping into your throne. And you're just resisting that feeling. And I feel that for a lot of you, it's hard for you to let go. From what I do know about Aquarius is a fixed sign. Aquarius is hard for them to let go of a belief or of an idea once they've already established it. I feel that for some of you that do have resentment towards this person, and it's a lot of resentment and anger, I feel that a lot of it is misplaced. And by misplaced, I don't mean that you should have it towards yourself. No, I mean that there's a situation where you're probably blowing it out of proportion, or you don't have the full details yet, and you're letting fear and anger make up those details in your head. Another journaling question that would be good for you to ask is, how are you letting fear and anger dictate the situation? How are you letting fear and anger control you? How are you letting fear and anger make up your next move? Because your next move, or the next thing that you do, or your next thought should not come from fear and anger. It should come from unconditional love, and the unconditional love that you have for yourself. And I feel that this anger, resentment, and these chains is keeping you from that unconditional love that you could be giving yourself, that you're not offering yourself right now. And I feel that you really need to forgive yourself and give yourself that unconditional love. And give yourself that second chance. There's a lot of healing that needs to happen from you to you in order for you to be able to move on from this situation. I feel that for some of you, this is a situation that has been dragging on for a while now. And even though this person is probably not in your life, this situation still drags you down. And being the Aquarius that you are, you're not going to talk about your feelings with them. You're just going to hide them. You're going to be okay. You're going to give the facade. You're going to pretend that everything's okay, but it's really not. And you're losing the confidence in yourself because of this anger and chains that's holding you back, because you want to keep the peace when you can't keep the peace, because you not speaking your truth is not keeping the peace. That's actually self-destruction of yourself, you not speaking your truth. Whenever you have feelings and you don't process them, or you don't communicate about them, the one that's eating them up is you. That's why it's important to talk about your feelings. And there is a difference between talking about your feelings and shoving down your feelings down somebody's throat. And I think for a lot of you, the problem why you don't talk about your feelings is because when you have talked about your feelings, it probably does come off as you shoving your feelings down someone's throat. And they probably feel uncomfortable. And they probably told you something about it, and you feel uncomfortable now sharing your feelings. I think an important step for you is to communicate. Like I said before in the video, I think something that would be really helpful to some of you guys would be to actually write a letter of how you feel. Even if this person is not in your life, you could practice a releasing ritual by writing a letter for them. Do this in a safe space. You could do this over your sink, but use a bowl that's fire resistant. You could write the letter and then burn it in the bowl, and then put water in it right after to make sure that none of the flames go off. Of course, if you are a child, please have adult supervision. And that could be a releasing ritual for you to release all of the emotions and all of the negative emotions that you have towards this person. Because I really do feel that these negative emotions are holding you back. And they're causing a lot more damage. And for some of you, I feel that this is just the beginning. And if this is just the beginning, this is just going to get worse and worse and worse. But you feel that this is the way to go. You feel that you need to have this anger in order to move on. You feel that this anger is justified. But the thing is, when you're mad at someone, you're not just hurting them. You're hurting yourself the most. Because you're the one carrying around the anger. They're probably not even worried. They're probably out there playing their video games, not even thinking about what they did to you. They probably don't even know what they did to you because you haven't communicated that part yet. So let's reflect on some journaling questions. Some of them is see where you didn't trust yourself. See where you have kept your peace, or you have kept quiet in order to keep the peace. Where are some of those situations? You could write them down. You don't have to show them to anyone. This is all just for self-reflection of yourself to help you, so you could process those emotions and not keep them bottled up. If you don't want to talk about your emotions to someone, one of the best ways is to journal, and it is to write them down. Another question is, if you felt safe and you didn't have the anger that you have now, what would you do? What passion would you pursue? Another question is, what are you afraid of losing in this situation? If you speak your piece, what are you afraid of losing? What do you think will happen if you speak your piece? And the last one, how are you letting fear and anger dictate the situation or your actions? Please let me know if this video resonated with you. If you would like a personal reading from me, my details are below. I hope everybody has a good night. Thank you.